Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, about 10:03, and it's time for another shop video. And this is one that was going to make for a while, but I've been holding off until certain other things happened. Well, those things have now taken place, and now I can make this video and get it out there. And this is going to be a fairly long video, maybe the longest video that I've ever done, so please bear with me, because every single piece of content in this video is very important, and you really need to watch this video from beginning to end, because this video is about the scam situation that we have occurring right now. And those of you within my local sphere of influence may or may not be aware that we have a very large increase in the amount of scams and cyber attacks that are occurring on even individual users right now. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've been averaging about 5 calls a week from people that have either been scammed or are very close to being scammed, and they need my help to get out of the scam. And I need to explain to people what has been going on and how you can prevent yourself from falling victim to these scams. And there are 2 main areas of concern. One is that there is an old scam that has now been modified and has now made a serious comeback. And this is what I call the tech support scam. I know the Republican American used the term phantom hacker scam to refer to this scam. And what happens with a tech support scam is you will either get a robocall on your phone saying that there is something wrong with your computer, or the robocall could also say that your Windows license is expired. That's another version. Another version of this old scam that I've been seeing, and this is the one that's been extremely prevalent, is you'll be surfing the internet and all of a sudden you will see a page in your web browser that says something like, "Warning, your computer has been infected with a virus. Please call this 1-800 number to correct the issue." And it will look like it comes from Microsoft or Apple, or even I've seen a few variants of this that purport to come from a bank, and those will say that your bank account has been compromised. Don't believe any of it. It is all fake. And here's what's going on. You usually can't get out of these screens when they occur. The computer is kind of semi-locked up. In other words, you won't be able to get out of it unless you know what you're doing. And what happens if you call the number is the number goes to a scam call center, and you'll see a bunch of foreigners. In my experience, it's mainly Indian, but it can be Filipinos, and I've also heard of a couple Chinese scam call centers. And usually what they'll do is they will ask for remote access into your computer and walk you through giving it to them, at which point they will say, yeah, your computer has a virus, or they'll go, yeah, not only do you have a virus, but your bank account has been hacked, and you're about to lose a lot of money, but if you send us some money, we can stop the attack. And what'll happen is they'll actually get people to go to the bank, withdraw money, and then dump it usually into a Bitcoin machine, at which point it's gone. Right off to a scammer. There have been some other variants of this. One of them, like I said earlier, is where the message actually says your bank account has been hacked. I've also heard of a couple variants where scam call center number 1 transfers you to scam call center number 2, and scam call center number 2 actually pretends to be your legitimate bank or some other legitimate institution that you do business with, and they will continue the scam and get you to withdraw money out of your bank account. I've also heard of several of these tech support type scams where the scam goes on and they get you to give them the last 4 digits of your social security number. Never, ever, ever do this, because the rest of your social security number, except for the last 4 digits, is public knowledge and can be discovered. Only the last 4 are truly secret. So if you give a scammer the last 4 digits of your social security number, you've essentially given them the keys to the kingdom, and you're going to have to contact the Social Security Administration and most likely have your social security number changed, which I've had to have a couple people do, and it's not a pleasant procedure at all. So you don't want to do that. As far as dealing with this type of scam, I have developed a new poster with some cybersecurity advice. I call it the Big 3 Rules of Cybersecurity. I'm not going to go over the contents of this poster in this video because I actually want people to receive the actual item itself. If you are interested in having one of these posters, please leave a comment on either YouTube or Facebook, and I will make arrangements to get one to you if you're in the local area. The second big scam that I've been seeing, and there's a lot of subsets to this scam, is Facebook-related scams. There are a ton of these scams going around out there, and to go over them all would almost necessitate a video of its own. But I'm going to go over some of the really bad common ones right now. Number 1, we have the duct cleaning scam. This is where all these scams started, and what the black hats have discovered is that these Facebook accounts have value, and they discovered that they can hack your Facebook account, take it over, and then use that to launch scam attacks. And a lot of these scam attacks will get money from you, just as the tech support scams will. And all of these scams look like they're coming from someone you know. Therefore, they have the air of trust along with them. And that's where the real problem is. One of my longtime clients got nailed by Facebook attackers over the weekend. I have discussed the situation with this person. I believe that she may have opened the wrong thing up in an email, which allowed them to take over her Facebook account. We're still working on things. It's going to be a while, but we're getting there. What happened in the meantime is a mutual friend of ours, believing that the posting was legit, wound up trying to buy something from this person that really wasn't for sale, and money got sent to a scammer. The line of defense for these type of Facebook scams is, if you do not specifically know this person in real life, number one, do not engage with them, period. Number two, if you do know the person in real life, pick up the phone. And I mean, we need to verify this stuff old school. Pick up the phone. Do not use email. Do not use Facebook Messenger. Do not use anything else other than the telephone, because you don't know if any other emails or social media have been compromised, possibly by an attacker. And they could just verify or supposedly verify that the scam is real, and it still isn't. It's fake. And then you wind up being a scam victim. Rule number one is, when you're suspicious of something, call me with questions. Everybody knows my contact information. It's always at the beginning of every single video that gets put out. Usually the first 6 seconds of the video will be an image of my business card that has my contact information in it. So anyone can go back on any of my videos and get my contact information and then use that to call me and ask me questions about these scams to make sure that something is really legitimate before the trigger gets pulled, which is the biggest thing here. Number two, if you are on your computer and you're stuck on a screen that you can't get out of, call me and I will come and get you out of it. These scam problems are brutal. And what has been going on is, in the past, with these scams that were targeting individuals, you would lose $200, $300, $400, $500. The highest number that I had heard of was $2,000, which in the world of scams and in the grand scheme of things is not that much, believe it or not. Except now with these new scams and the new variants of these scams, you can now lose $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, which is a much bigger deal. I have heard stories of entire bank accounts being cleaned out although none of that happened within my local sphere of influence, thank goodness. And I also have heard a couple of stories that involved tech support scams that were six figures. In other words, we're talking about over $100,000 here that people lost. In one case, one lady was able to get her money back, and the only reason that she was able to do so was because the scammer launched his attack from within the United States, which is, if you're trying to commit cybercrime, trying to do it from within the United States is suicidal, because the FBI is going to wind up latching onto you and they're going to get you, which is not something we can do easily with foreign adversaries and foreign-based attackers. This actually happened twice. The second case was a case up in Thomaston, I believe, and some of you may remember reading about this in the Republican American. I believe this individual had lost $30,000 to a scammer. Well, this particular scammer decided he was going to launch his scam from New York State. And as a result, the local Thomaston police were able to get the FBI involved, and they were able to not only retrieve this individual's funds that he had lost, they were also able to locate and arrest the scammer. So that's one more scammer off the streets. But for every case where we get lucky and we're able to take a scammer off the streets, there's 1,000 more scammers that are out there waiting in the wings that we're never going to be able to get. So the main goal here is prevention and awareness and education. And I wanted to talk about the poster, which I could not do until certain other things occurred, and I had to wait for those things to happen. Those things have now happened, and therefore I can make this announcement to my community at large about these scams, how severe they are becoming, and that my poster is available with advice that people can use on it to help them protect themselves from these brutal cyber attacks. And as I said earlier, if anyone is interested in having this poster, please feel free to comment on YouTube or Facebook, and I will make arrangements to get something to you. And I believe that's going to be all for this particular video. There may be updates and follow-ups to this video, and if there are, I will mention them as they come out. Please feel free to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see everyone next time. See you all soon. Bye-bye.